So thank you very much for joining me today, Beth. Beth is a senior test lead at Smoothwall. Tell me about your role in a sentence, Beth.
So I am test lead, and I have currently I don't have anyone working with me in my personal team. There was a contractor who I was working with. We do some exploratory testing, but we also do a lot of automated testing throughout the stack. So a lot of API testing as part of continuous integration. There's some UI testing, performance testing, and basically all sorts from start to finish throughout the SDLC. So
lovely, lots and lots of testing. Good stuff. So why did you get into testing then, Beth?
So I don't really know why. I just said yes to an opportunity that threw itself at me. So at the time I was working for BGSS, a consultancy in Leeds, and I had no idea what they did really, wasn't into technology, although I was hired as a project coordinator. And there was an opportunity for someone to rewrite some test scripts that someone had just rushed through. And as a law graduate, I had I could string a sentence together. So they asked me to do that for them. And then I kept saying yes to other things. And then before long, I was the first person that they had in the company's history at that time that transitioned from a non-billable to a billable role.
Okay.
So I was put to work for a particular client, and then stayed there for 8 years working with a bunch of different clients. So it was really great.
Oh, fantastic. So obviously testing is, a small part of technology as a whole. So, but I guess it'd be good to understand, I mean, now you've had that experience, what drew you to the role that you're in now? To go from that experience at BGSS to, the senior test lead at Smoothwall. What kind of drew you to that role?
I kind of think testing, or roles in testing, or any job really, is a bit like moving house. So when you buy your first house, you don't really know what you're looking for, and you fall in love with somewhere, and you live there, and then before too long you get really frustrated because there's no parking space, or the neighbours are awful, and you think, now no, when I move next, I don't want that. I know what I'm not looking for. And that's kind of what I've had through my career and in the different transitions that I've made. So part of the attraction of the role that I'm in now was the opportunity to learn and grow my automation skill set, and have a big part to play, a bit more responsibility in the company. And also, I think it's important, I think the rest of my career I will probably want to work in and around Yorkshire. I love being in Leeds.
God's own country.
Yeah, it's lovely. I mean, I've worked in America briefly, I've worked all over the UK, and there's nothing like your own backyard, is there?
Yeah.
And also the being a tech for good company, that was really important to me. So I like to feel that I'm doing some good in the world, and not just making rich people richer. So that was definitely something that it was an opportunity that was so good. I left behind a successful contracting career to go permanent just for this role, because it was just too good to turn down. So
yeah, amazing. And obviously what Smoothwall do is really it's an amazing thing for those children in the schools, and obviously what they do is part of the wider business. So thinking about our audience then, so what do you think makes a good tester?
Okay, so I think whoever you ask this question to will have their own confirmation bias, right? So they will think a good tester looks like them. So they will say, if you speak to a DevOps specialist, they will say, well, guess what? Testers all need to know how to code better than developers, because that's what I can do. Or a exploratory tester will say they need amazing communication skills, and it doesn't matter about automation. You just need to be able to get in and really learn about the product. And I'm trying to be aware of that confirmation bias when I give you my answer. But I think the experience that I've had in over 12 years of testing in various roles, from test manager to test analyst to the person that says yes to things, is kind of adaptability, I think, is probably the best skill that you can have. You know, try to be the person that you would like to go for a beer with after work, you know, obviously not now. You know, become the person that is approachable and a go-to person for other people in other teams to kind of knit different teams together and sort of achieve more collectively. Than sometimes people can be very focused on being a specialist. You know, you know, they want to focus on only being an automation specialist in a particular tool set, and they don't want to understand the business processes or try and get on with the rest of the team or do any of that stuff. And those people can be very successful and knowledgeable, but they'll probably keep someone like me on over someone like that because you are willing to adapt to the situation and to future opportunities that come your way. So you know, I've worked with Internet of Things companies, I've worked with big data, I've worked with this company uses AI, it's all sorts of stuff, and I think just that being adaptable is a really, really useful skill, just being someone that you would like to work with.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's more and more important, isn't it, in today's market, you know, to be adaptable. A lot of roles are going to change and we are all going to have to kind of pitch in to get things done. So I think that you're totally right in that. Okay, cool. So if you were, this is going to be a tough one, if you were to give just one piece of advice to the next generation of software testers, what would that be?
Don't wait for permission to grow. Be that your technical skill set, be that your public speaking skills, be that your communication, whatever it is you want to make better, do it. Don't wait for your boss to give you permission to sign off on an automation framework. Go and learn it yourself. You know, create an online portfolio of your work that you know that matters to you. Put your name into the hat for doing things. The testing community is an amazing one, particularly when everything's so locked down. I've never known anywhere be so open, so willing to like accommodate new people and want to see new people grow. So, you know, Test Automation University is an amazing free resource. You can take courses from expert leaders on there. Get involved on LinkedIn and Twitter, and don't be afraid of reaching out to people to ask advice or to go to meetups and things. Like, it all really helps with your confidence and with enjoying the industry, because at the end of the day, this is an amazing industry to be a part of. And I'm really lucky that, you know, luck was on my side when someone gave me that first opportunity. And I would love to think that more testers will come forward in the coming years to really take advantage of what is a very lucrative career, but that can attract people perhaps not from a traditional technical background, but with amazing broad range of skills to really thrive. So
I love that. I love that. I'll be
taking my advice.
Just do it. Yeah, I love it. That might have been branded elsewhere, Beth, if I'm honest, but we'll take it. Lovely. Well, thank you so much for joining me. And I'm going to pop some details below about, you know, kind of this series. And please feel free to reach out if you've got any questions. But thank you very much, Beth.
Right. You're very welcome. Thank you.
Bye.